Hi everyone, it's Yes Friday. So as you can see in the thumbnail, today we are going back to the one. We are going for the one. There we are. What an album cover. The most famous backside in progressive rock. Whose is it? We shall never know. The booklet inside the CD says it's Adam. Very highfalutin concept indeed. I wonder who it is. Never mind. Moving swiftly on. Going for the one. The comeback album, I guess, after 3 years away, after Relayer. And the Caped Crusader comes back into the fold. The wonderful Rick Wakeman. So let's listen to the song first of all. If you're new to our Yes Fridays, please like and subscribe to the video. Subscriptions help us get to more people, as do the likes. But firstly, let's just listen to what I think is a quite astounding comeback. The kind of music I wasn't expecting when I first put this on the turntable in July of 1977. On a cold winter's day in Ladysmith in northern KwaZulu-Natal. Oh my word, the memories come flooding back. Going for the one by Yes.
Give me a drink for some Untitled Chapter.
Wow, there's so much going on. And I mean, it rewards multiple listens, doesn't it? The uh, Even today, gosh, close to 50 years after it came out, um, I still listen and I just get totally involved and completely swept away with everything that's going on. Now, I guess the song's dominated by Steve Howe's steel guitar, and it's apparently it's a piece, the introduction anyway, is a piece of music that he's played or he had played in sound checks for quite a few years. So he brought that in when John had come with the lyrics. But the whole arrangement of the song is so good because once you get into it and once you get into the feel of the song, then you start hearing everything else that's going on. And that middle section where Steve is soloing on the steel guitar, but Rick is playing piano. It's almost like honky tonk piano, but it's not. But it's absolutely brilliant. And the more I listen to the song, the more I hear that piano. And then, of course, as we go further on, Chris's bass is walking up and down. Um, it's it's a really good song. Rick brings further textures, different keyboards into it towards the end, but it is kind of dominated by that steel guitar. Um, of course, their one and only nod to the summer of punk, because that's when it all came out. This album came out in July of '77, right in the middle of the British summer of punk, with the Sex Pistols riding high. Uh, the 1, 2, 3, 4 is the closest they'll ever get to the Ramones, that's for sure. Whoa. It's a great song, and some of the lyrics are brilliant as well. Is John um, making fun of himself? Is it a little bit self-deprecating? There's that line, something about he's wanting to find a punchline, uh, but they're very hard to find in my cosmic mind, so I think I'll just take a look out of the window. Very profound. Siddhartha, this is not. But my goodness me, it's a great song. A great song. Um, #1 for the UK, this album, #8 in the States. It really was, after what seemed like an eternity of 3 years, which by today's standards is a blink of an eyelid, isn't it, really? But 3 years waiting for a new Yes album, it seemed like it wasn't going to happen. But of course, Wondrous Stories got to, I think, #8 in the British charts. This as a single uh, got to #24, which is remarkable by itself. Of course, I knew nothing of this because I was the other side of the world, as I say, in a very cold Ladysmith. I had no idea South Africa was that cold. I thought it was all beaches and suntans, but it certainly wasn't. Up in the interior and high up in the foothills of the Drakensberg Mountains, ice and a little bit of snow, and going for the one. Yeah. Uh, the song is inspired by, so I read, a film of a rubber dinghy going through the rapids in the Grand Canyon, going for the one. And also sporting events, I guess that whole I'm going to be #1, I guess that's what it's all about. And of course, having Rick Wakeman back in the band kind of re energized everybody. I know Steve had initial misgivings because he didn't like the thought of somebody coming back into the band. But once they started playing together, um, he really enjoyed it. I don't know how long that lasted, but it certainly did for this album, and they were out in Switzerland for a lot of the time. Of course, Rick was a little bit of an afterthought for this album. They started rehearsing with Patrick Moraz, and for the first couple of months, that's how it was going. But there are a lot of funny stories, and people, of course, with different opinions depending on what side of the fence they were on. But I know John has said that the instant fame got to his head a little bit. Patrick was unhappy because all of his melodic suggestions and contributions were being rejected by the band, which I guess is strange, but 3 years after Relayer, where Patrick made such an impression, I guess a lot of things can happen in 3 years. People can change. People's objectives and ideas change as well. And it was a unanimous decision to fire Patrick, much to his disgust. And Brian Lane got Rick back in as a session player. But pretty soon, Rick, who wasn't too unhappy with being just a session player, but he suddenly saw that his ex-bandmates were actually keen on making shorter, snappier songs, which was down his street. And he was quite excited about getting involved. And once that excitement grew, Brian Lane and Chris Squire took him to one side and said, look, this is working out pretty well. What are we going to do on the tour? We can't have somebody else coming in and playing these parts. Won't you rejoin the band as a full member? And Rick said, okay, not knowing that Brian Lane had already leaked the foregone conclusion to the music press. Rick didn't know. If he had said no, I wonder what would have happened, but he didn't. So there we are. Going for the one. As I say, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. We do a Yes song every Friday. This, of course, is a famous Yes song. And we are at the stage now where we've done most of the famous Yes songs. We will be going into later iterations of the band more and more as we find out that those are the only songs left that we haven't done. So that will become more and more interesting. But today I felt it was a good time to go back to one of their most famous songs and only their second #1 album. So let me know in the comments what you think about this song. What are your memories? What are your thoughts? And yeah, I'm keen to read all of those things. Please do like and subscribe, and also remember that you can request a song on Buy Me a Coffee. You can also support the channel if you feel you would like to do so. It helps keeps the lights on. I think that's the phrase that everybody uses. We also have a Patreon with some full album reviews and some songs there that didn't make the cut on YouTube because they were blocked. You can listen to my thoughts on those songs on Patreon as well. So investigate and have a look. But for now, that is the end of Yes Friday. As always, have a wonderful day. Play lots of Yes music today. It will make you feel better. It was already making me feel better. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on our next video because we do one every day. But until then, cheers everybody.